Hi everyone, my name is Isabella Taylor, and I'm an artist and fashion designer. But today, I'm not here to specifically talk to you about art or fashion. Today, I want to talk to you about dreams and stories. Did you know that the 4-minute mile was once thought to be impossible? It was something outside of what we could consider or conceive. But in 1954, when it was achieved, it opened the floodgates for everyone else to continue breaking this record. In the following 2 months, 2 other runners broke the 4-minute record. And in the following 3 years, 19 more runners continued to break down this barrier. And now it's sort of considered the norm for a professional mid-distance runner to be able to run a mile under 4 minutes. They didn't all of a sudden get faster or stronger. It's just that they didn't think it was impossible anymore. So if we can aim high for our goals and achieve them, then we should always be doing it, and we should aim as high as possible, and we should dream big. I have always been encouraged to dream big, and I think when you're little and maybe don't know any better, it's easier to do, because there is a fearlessness before you become fearful. What did you want to be? Maybe a movie star, an actress, an astronaut. But maybe you didn't achieve those things as you got older, because as you got older, you experienced failure and you became fearful. But I think it's so important that as you get older, you hold on to your inner child and you hold on to that fearlessness that we all once had. Because it's that fearlessness that can help us achieve our dreams, no matter what they may be today. I'm a big fan of what I like to call dream boarding. It's basically a piece of paper where I write down all my goals and I have a collage of images of things I would like to achieve. And I put it in a place where I see it every day because I'm a visual person, and that's what helps me. And I started doing this because a few years ago, I read a study that essentially said people who write down their dreams are more likely to achieve them than people who don't. And I know this isn't a new concept for a lot of people, but for me, the act of making my dream board every year and seeing it on my wall every morning really helps keep me focused and inspired. Another thing that I really believe in is the universe. I believe that once your goals are set, and once you can start achieving them, people start appearing in your life that can offer support and help and guidance. Before I decided I wanted to start a clothing line, I don't remember ever meeting anyone in this industry. But once I created my line, people started appearing. And of course, sometimes I would seek out opportunities or I was introduced to insiders, but many times they appeared randomly. Like a few years ago, I was on vacation in Istanbul, and a really well-known Vietnamese designer happened to be in my tour group. I never would have thought I would have an opportunity to meet someone like that while on vacation. And I think that the universe really is trying to help you achieve your dreams. You just have to be open and receptive to this so it can happen. But dreaming big is a lot of hard work. I have been painting since I was 3 years old, and 5 years of designing clothing, and 7 collections later, I'm starting to see results. I'm going to be in a department store nationally, and I'm really excited for this opportunity. I also just finished my first year of college, and I'm not going to lie, it's been hard balancing school, fashion, art, a crazy traveling schedule, and friends, but I wouldn't change it for anything because I'm living my dream. There are going to be obstacles, though. Just because the universe is helping you and you're working really hard doesn't mean that there aren't going to be these challenges. Because let's face it, there's going to be a lot of challenges. But to get through them, you're going to need courage. And I want to share with you a few times where I've had to be courageous in my life. One time that was art-related was when I was having an art show, and I had sold one of the paintings to a family friend for a few $100s. But at my show, someone offered me thousands of dollars for the same painting. And when I explained that I had already sold that piece of art, she simply said, well, I'm paying more, so I should get that art, and the other person, you can just make another one for that person and recreate it. But that was something that I didn't feel comfortable doing. And that was the day I had to stick to my morals and what I believed, even though everyone thought I was crazy for doing so. But it's a decision that I've had to live with, and I feel comfortable living with because I made the decision that felt right to me. Another time was when I had an amazing opportunity to be in a high-end boutique in the Upper East Side of New York, and I was very excited about this opportunity. However, they wanted to place my line in the children's section, but I'm a juniors brand. And I explained this to them, but they one day in the children's section still. And everyone around me thought that I should take this opportunity, even though it meant not only changing my brand, but changing my marketing and my whole approach. But I just really didn't feel comfortable doing this. So I decided to forego the opportunity. And it was a difficult decision for me because I was going against the advice of people who are paid to advise me. And I think I grew up a lot that day and definitely matured. But it's a decision that eventually paid off because I would not be in a department store in the fall if I had taken this previous opportunity. Another time where I've had to be courageous is right now because it takes a lot of courage for me to stand up here and tell you my story. Basically, not everyone will like your work and people will try to discourage you, but it's so important to stay the course and understand people's criticism, but not let it affect what you want to do in the end. So after all of this dreaming and mood boards, hard work, and help from the universe, you now have a product, a college degree, a piece of art, a collection. Whatever you have willed into existence. And these are all great achievements, and you could stop right there, but you probably want more, whether that's an actual job to go with your degree, or maybe that's a buyer for your painting or for your collection. But to achieve those things, you need a story and a way to tell your story. Your story needs to be authentic and your medium relevant. And I've been asked a lot how I have gotten press, even though I'm such a young brand. And the reason why I think I've achieved these things is because my story is simple. It's young designer designs clothing for her peers. That easy. And when people ask me what medium I prefer to share my story through, I always say, I want to share it the way my whole generation communicates. And that would be, as you probably can tell, through social media. Social media helps create a community. I can get instant feedback, and I can reach my customer before I even try to sell them anything. It also helps me find new dreams. I recently found out that I have a large following in South Korea and Taiwan, which is really crazy to me, and it makes me think that maybe one day I'll be able to explore those markets, and that's a new dream of mine. In conclusion, after all of this dreaming, you have to have hard work, put a lot of time into everything you're doing, and have courage because there are going to be a lot of obstacles. But just remember that the universe is trying to help you, so you just have to be open and receptive to its gifts. I know that I'm one of many stories out there, but everybody has a story. You just need to find a way to tell your story in a way that makes sense for whatever you want to do. I mean, this is TEDxHollywood. Isn't Hollywood where the impossible becomes possible? I know I'm surrounded by a lot of big dreamers, myself included, but is your dream as big as it can be? I also just want to take a second to acknowledge that I have had a very supportive family, mentors, and advisors, and I would not be where I am without their help. And finally, I just want to leave you with a plea. Find a big dreamer and support that dream of theirs. Offer your advice and wisdom. I, for one, hope to be in a position to be able to do that one day. Thank you.